HG lifestyle. It's a mindset. Make sure you adopt it, baby. What's going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the HG Lifestyle Show. As always, it's your host, your boy, Johnny B. And today, guys, I got a quick little solo message. I actually have a couple guests lined up, but we're waiting on them, so I figured, fuck it, let's knock down a couple of these episodes while we wait. But guys, I wanted to talk about something that I recently had a conversation with somebody about. They're trying to sit there and they're trying to game plan everything, which, guys, look, I'm not saying having a plan, having a vision is a bad thing, because it's a good thing. You want to know where you're headed. You want to have a game plan if possible, but at the same time, you don't want to overcomplicate things, because here's the issue that I've noticed with a couple of people. They got big goals, big visions, big dreams, and I think they're amazing goals, amazing missions, and I've told them, like, dude, you're onto something, right? The problem is they sit there and they plan for 6 months, and then the next 6 months, they change that plan, and, the problem with doing that, guys, is when you're overanalyzing everything, you're overcomplicating everything, you're trying to have everything perfect, ready to go, guess what? Big surprise. It ain't ever going to be perfect. So all you're doing by doing that is holding yourself back. Okay, the best way to learn any type of skills is by doing it, right? You can't just, I can watch a movie on Kung Fu fighting. Doesn't make me a badass Bruce Lee fighting motherfucker, right? Even though I've been watching it and I've been studying it, I got to actually get in the ring and I got to throw some punches and I got to get hit in the mouth. And then that's what forces my instincts to, next time a punch is being thrown my way, to duck down or block it or whatever, right? The point is at some point you got to take that action. You got to move forward. I promise you, mistakes are going to happen no matter how much you plan. You can plan for all the mistakes in the world that you think may come your way. I promise you, it's never going to happen that way. It's just not. There's always going to be surprises. There's always going to be things for you to overcome, and that's okay, because that's how you learn. That's how you get better at it. You guys have heard me say before that, if I had known all the obstacles that were going to be in my way before I even started my business, if somebody told me, hey, these are the obstacles you're going to have, I would have never got started, man, because that shit is just so overwhelming to think of everything that could go wrong. It paralyzes the shit out of you, and you end up not ever moving forward. Right? So you got to not think about those things. Understand that our issues going to come up. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That's okay, though. Right? You just have to be willing to make a decision. Once you realize it's a wrong decision, if it is, then you pivot. Right? You move on to the next decision. The problem with overthinking, overanalyzing is you'll never know. Right? I can make $100,000 investment today, lose it. And I can point at that $100,000 and say I lost $100,000, right? But if I do absolutely nothing and I never move forward, I could lose even more. That's opportunity cost, because who knows what I could have made in that year or 6 months or whatever time I took to plan and figure things out, right? I could have lost millions of dollars, but I don't know, because I never pulled the trigger. I never moved forward. Okay, so it's a perfect time right now, because we're heading into the new year. It is the new year. And, whatever mistakes you made last year or whatever it is that held you back last year, look, just go for it. Move forward. I know that is scary, man, but there's nothing, honestly, it's exciting to get into a new venture, yeah, but at the same time, I understand that you're afraid that what if it doesn't work, especially if you're my age and you have kids and, you have a family, and it's scary to wonder if you're going to be able to provide for them. But that's why, guys, it goes back to confidence. If you believe in yourself, if you have confidence in yourself, then you're going to make it work regardless, no matter what. Right? So maybe that should be the first step. Work on your confidence. Do you really believe in yourself? Honestly. Do you believe that you have what it takes to make it? Just ask yourself that real quick. Or is that the reason why you're hesitating, procrastinating, and planning and doing all this game planning bullshit? It could be because really deep down you don't believe in yourself. And that's okay. Look, man, we all start off there. At some point, we all grow up with all these limited beliefs, right? I mean, nobody in my life other than my mom and my dad, who love me very much, I was never told that I was capable of doing good things. Nobody told me that shit. In fact, I can remember very vividly being in the 3rd fucking grade. And Mrs. Marvel, shout out to Mrs. Marvel, I'll never forget. But Mrs. Marvel told me that I was too energetic, that I need to blend in. And that shit, man, as a kid, I'm like, well, fuck, how do I do that, right? And so then what happens, man, is as a child, I'm thinking I need to blend in. Mrs. Marvel said I need to blend in. So it held me back from being me. Because as a kid, I was this big personality kid, right? I was talking to everybody. I was a little loud, probably obnoxious. But the point is that's who I was. And then from that day forward, I would always think about what Mrs. Marvel said to me. And that's fucked up, Mrs. Marvel. I hope you hear this one day. Because that shit stuck with me for fucking years. And it held me back. Because I thought to myself, no, I don't want to stand out. I need to fit in. I need to blend in. That's bullshit. Right? So if any of you out there are teachers and you're in the educational system, man, don't tell kids shit like that, because they remember that shit. I remembered it. And I remember being in situations where, like, I wanted to be myself and be big, and I thought, no. Hold up. Mrs. Marvel said, fuck you, Mrs. Marvel. That's fucked up. You should have let me be me. Because that shit did stick with me for years, right? But eventually I got over it, guys, but it wasn't after making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. I can't tell you guys how many business ideas I had, right? Now, the benefit that I do have, guys, and maybe you could call it naiveness, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but the one benefit that God gave me was that I wasn't afraid to just fucking try. Honestly, I didn't even think about the failure. I just thought, fuck it, let's try. And I lost a lot. But because of that, I was able to realize, hey, this ain't going to work. So let's move on to the next thing. Oh, shit, this ain't going to work either. Let's move on to the next thing. Until eventually I was like, oh, shit, this is going to work. Let me go all in on this one fucking play right now because it's working for me, right? But the point is I would have never got here had I not tried all those other things. Because, guys, you got to understand right now, like, if you would have told me when I was 18 years old that I was going to own a coaching business, coaching entrepreneurs, helping people get into the e-commerce space or fitness, if you would have told me those things, I wouldn't have fucking believed you. Because as a kid, I thought I was going to be a motherfucking rock star or a basketball player or something different, right? I didn't expect where I'm even at today. It didn't even cross my mind. When you're in school and they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never thought I want to be a coach. I want to be a motivator. I want to inspire the fuck out of people. Those things never crossed my mind, right? But I got there eventually through the mistakes that I made. All those failed businesses that I had, right? Through those things, I gained a lot of fucking wisdom. I didn't realize I was gaining the wisdom, but I did. I gained it because of the mistakes that I was willing to make. Right? And that's what put me in the position that I'm even in today, where, guys, subconsciously, when a problem comes up, I know how to solve it. And I didn't even realize that I knew how to do that. But that's what happens when you pull the trigger and you take action and things start getting thrown your way, right? It's like when you're driving down the street and the person in front of you brakes. What do? You fucking slam on your brakes subconsciously because those are your instincts kicking in. Right? So that's what you need to focus on mastering. Master your instincts so that way you're willing to move forward, take action on something. Because when something goes wrong or something comes at you, you know how to respond to it or you know how to duck, right? They say roll with the punches. Fuck that. Duck the motherfuckers. Block them. Don't roll with the fucking punches. Learn how to fucking duck them and overcome them or whatever, right? I keep hearing a saying, everybody keeps saying that Mike Tyson said that everybody's got a plan till they get fucking punched in the mouth. It's true, but I promise you want to get punched in the mouth. And I know this sounds weird, but you want to get hit. The reason why is because if you don't know how it feels to get hit in the fucking mouth, you're not as conscious about protecting yourself from it, right? Where because I know how it feels to get hit in the mouth, you best believe my guard's going to always be up because I don't like that fucking feeling, right? I believe, and a lot of people that I know, guys, and guys, I know a lot of successful individuals that are way above my level, guys. I'm not sitting here claiming that I'm the shit. I surround myself with people that are the fucking shit. Okay, I got people in my circle that are running fucking $100 million plus companies. Okay, and everybody agrees with this statement, which is, when they're looking for a partnership or some sort of business relationship, when they're looking at their resume, they're not looking at the successes they've had, guys. They're looking at the failures they've had. Why? Because that means they know how to overcome them. Right? In fact, I recently read somewhere that says that Warren Buffett won't even invest into a business or into an individual unless they failed at least 3 times in their lifetime. Why? Because you learn from those fucking failures. Where if you've never been hit before, if you've never dealt with the struggle, you don't know how to overcome that shit. So it's a benefit, guys, to just pull the trigger, move forward, take some sort of action, learn the skill sets necessary to get back up when you get kicked the fuck down. It's an extremely, extremely valuable asset to have. I mean, I believe that's one of my biggest skill sets. I really do, is that I don't worry about the bad shit that could happen because at the end of the day, I truly, truly believe that as long as that bad thing didn't kill me, as long as I'm not dead from it, right? I believe that as long as I'm alive and I'm healthy, I'll figure out a way to get through it. Plain and simple. But that's just a perspective. It's a mindset. It's the HG mindset. HG lifestyle is a mindset. You hear me say that shit all the time. You got to adopt it. You just have to, baby. Right? So you got to be willing to try. Stop planning. Stop doing all this. Well, let me plan this out and plan that out. Because, motherfucker, you ain't never going to move forward. Because every time you're planning something new comes up. And you're like, oh, shit, I forgot about that. Hold on, let's plan this out now. Oh, shit, we never planned this out, so let's plan this out. Then before you know it, you're having meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, and all those meetings are about game planning. Fuck game planning. Sure, have a plan in place, but take that motherfucking action. Okay, but just be willing to pivot and maneuver the moment you realize it was a wrong action to take. But you have to develop the skill set of being quick to make decisions. Again, as long as the wrong decision is not going to kill you or harm anybody close to you, then what the fuck are you so afraid of? As long as it's not going to kill you, guys. Now, I'm not saying go jump out of a motherfucking plane with no parachute because maybe you'll land on your feet or whatever the fuck, right? I mean, let's be smart here. I'm not saying take stupid risks that could end your life or, harm you in any type of way. But as long as it ain't going to kill you, right? It might hurt a little bit. It might sting a little bit. But I promise you're going to learn from it and you're going to know not to do that same shit again. Right? Sometimes, guys, success is not about knowing what to do. Sometimes it's about knowing what not to do and how to avoid those things. But you don't know not to do them until you make those mistakes. So I promise you, it's a part of the process. Failure is just a part of it. Making mistakes, it's a part of it. So if you're avoiding all those mistakes and all those failures, that's your problem. That's why you're not moving forward, because you're just too afraid of those failures that it's holding you back from taking action, right? Stop executing. Stop planning, start executing. That's what I meant to say, okay? Guys, like I said, it was just going to be a quick, short one. Just because, we got some people coming in. We're waiting on them. I figured let's make the time, spend the time wisely. But guys, just remember, man, our time here on this earth, it's fucking limited, man. I look at my kids right now and I'm like, fuck, man, you motherfuckers are getting big. Shit. Today, as we record this, it's January 19th. I feel like we just said Happy New Year. Month is almost done. It's more than halfway done. That's how fucking quick time passes by. What have you done in these, what has it been, 2.5 weeks? What have you done in these 2.5 weeks? If the answer is planned and planned and planned, then fuck off. Take that action now. Okay? And don't get offended. Don't take me wrong. Okay? Sometimes you do want to know what you're doing. That's okay. But, dude, planning and doing all this shit shouldn't take you months and months and months. Make a plan, execute on it. Simple. Let's go. And remember, guys, HG lifestyle is a mindset. Make sure you adopt it, baby. We out.